I'm making over every room in my family's new house and it shows. My polish is chipped, my nails are worn down, the ingrowns on my legs are stubborn as usual, and the length of my big toenail is on the verge of cutting holes through my bed sheets. And might I add, the reason for this is because for me, there's no such thing as a 24-hour glow up. Because my ADHD refuses to let me know peace and do everything in one day, but I can take it one step at a time. At the very least, it might be able to be like a maintenance week, but honestly, that's if I barely have anything to do, which is never. So it's more like a maintenance month, because it's gonna take me a couple business weeks to get it together. So first up, our nails, which lately I have been doing by hand, but as you may know if you've seen some of my manicure videos, I do love a good dry manicure with an e-file, so I decided to do that because it's true what they say, like if you don't use it, you lose it. So at first this felt kind of awkward. Also, don't be mad at me, but a lot of these tools that I'm using are discontinued or like no longer available. I apologize, but that's just how long I've been doing this. But everything else is in the description box, and I will try to find links to similar things. If you do happen to want like an in-depth look at what I'm doing, instead of me speeding through this and not really saying anything, I do have a couple of videos, I think actually on a Russian or dry manicure, so I'll link those in the description box as well. love an oil bath, but unlike usual, instead of using an oil, I'm just going to use like a hydrating serum because I'm making time to do this, but I don't have that much time. It's water-based, so you're going to get a lot of moisture in the skin, similar to an essence, and you can do it in like 10 minutes versus the hour that I wait with an oil. So the last pedicure that I posted was this design, which was like an entire 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm not even mad that this chipped because it's been a minute. fact that I grow callus is clearly because I need it. Those areas are just pressure points that need more padding. So when I do this, I don't remove it 100%. I leave just enough that my feet are still soft and smooth, but are not going to be sore. So I'm going to get a really nice polish, and to exfoliate the rest of my foot as well, I'll then use a scrub. This one is nice because it comes in a bar, but it's not a soap. It's just like moisturizers, which is nice because it's just going to add more of a lipid layer for me to really soften and condition my skin. Just doing cuticle oil around my toes because you never skip the cuticle oil, okay? This is the best way to not only have soft skin around your nails, but to have strong nails themselves. Instead of a body oil, I just put on lotion, and look at that. Look at that. This is the one from Osea that I was raving about before. She never does me wrong. Favorite formulation of lotion. And again, you don't have to worry about waiting for your oil to seep in. So for those of you who don't like oil because you find it too greasy, you can use a silicone socks with whatever your favorite products are. And yes, I am painting my nails on not only a completely different day, but on a completely different week, because I know you can see the fact that my nails are completely different length than they were in the beginning of this video. I just picked this up at a boutique because it was giving like, I don't know, sugar plum fairy, but the texture of it is interesting because it's obviously sheer, as you can see, but also the pigment is like not evenly distributed, but it is. I don't even know how to describe this, but I still liked it because I felt like it gave it a watercolor effect without the effort, you know? Now, a couple of months ago, for the very first time, I developed colitis, which is a condition where your lips get really inflamed. You might get a burning sensation, and because they're so dry, they peel like crazy. So I've been implementing my lip care routine heavy. I actually posted this a couple of years ago. I'll link that in the description box as well. But this has been saving me because it is the only way that I can safely exfoliate my lips without causing them to bleed and get worse. So here they're doing fine. But as I am filming this voiceover, it's back. It seems like this happens, your skin just comes into contact with something that it really does not like. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a lip product. It could be something that you're using on your face. And I have no idea what that is, which is driving me insane. It is possible that it could just be the change in weather because it is so cold. But if any of you have also experienced this and have been able to deduce it down to a product, whether it be skincare, toothpaste, please feel free to share it in the comments so we can help each other out. And since we're already like right there in that region, I might as well do my upper lip. And although I don't normally sugar my eyebrows because why? I'm removing like what, 4 hairs? I just decided to demo it so that you can see that sugar is effective for everywhere. Like you can use it pretty much anywhere on your body. The only place I don't recommend it is inside of your nostrils and in your ear canal. I just take the tails off of my eyebrows as a personal choice because I feel like it makes more sense since they grow so straight. So like why have them angled downwards at the very end? Recently recognized that it's been kind of a long time that I have done anything to my piercings. This is one of the ones that I recently got, and by recently I mean months ago, so it's already healed. Now another one of those piercings developed a keloid. I'm massaging it with Toenail oil because you know how I feel about Toenail oil. It's so good because it's so rich in vitamin E. My ears are already clean, and I'm using this hypochlorous acid, which I also use on my face. But this brand in particular is really good for piercings because the nozzle on this is so precise. Literally goes exactly where you want it to. And then I'm using these like flossers for your ear. Is this an unnecessary step? I don't think so, because I feel like my ears get kind of oily. And for that reason, I'm also kind of paranoid about getting blackheads in my ears, which has never happened yet, but I have gotten acne before. So I will also clean this area and like get into the fold with an exfoliation toner. This one is new to me. I picked it up recently, but so far I actually really like it because it also has ceramides and gives you a little barrier support. Have keratosis pilaris, which, as some of you may know, causes you to have what appears to be little pigmented dots or bumps, and some people misdiagnose this as dirt or blackheads, or that you just need to shave differently, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the hair, as it is a condition of the skin. Overproducing keratin, which causes a buildup of cells, also comes inflammation, but it can affect the hair because now that buildup is trapping the hair strands under the skin. So while I can't fully control the pigmentation, when I remove my hair, it makes me feel like I can better focus on treating my skin, which is a full-time job. Exfoliation is the only thing that's going to help the proliferation. However, the tricky part is that you need to exfoliate, but you can't over exfoliate because then you'll just exacerbate the condition. So if I use anything that's too abrasive, I would be causing more irritation. You can't fight fire with fire. For example, if you do choose to manually extract ingrown hairs, as I am here, don't keep picking at an area or go over and over and over it, because on a microscopic level, this is what you're doing. And now it's probably going to scab over, which again, scabs are bad. Skin should always be moist, which right now mine is not. It is very dry and flaky, but that is the weather change. And wearing cotton, it is absorbent and it just sucks the life out of everything. So normally I rely on AHAs to exfoliate my skin because they are loosening the glue that holds those dead cells together. For example, my skin is clearly dehydrated and flaky, but it is still holding on. Like, it hasn't just fallen off of my body like it probably should. The fact that it is flaky means that the AHAs are doing their job. I just now have to help it manually shed. I'm now going to use a scrub to make sure that as many hairs are released as I can and make it available to wax later on. And to get rid of that dry, flaky layer on top, scrubs are my favorite thing to just DIY because it's one of the few things that are very cost effective for you to just make yourself versus buy it, and really fun because you can fully customize it. My favorite is my mint chocolate chip one because it's my favorite flavor of ice cream, but I recently picked up new essential oil when I shopped at World Market for the first time recently. It smells like fall feels. It's not like a sweet vanilla, it's like a warm, spicy vanilla. This one is just a combination of brown sugar and turbinado sugar. They have like varying textures. One is a little chunkier, so you'll get a little bit more of that coarseness, which right now I clearly need. But feel free to use whatever sugar you have. Like, it doesn't have to be these two. You can use regular granulated if you want to. And then coconut oil, because it just gives a really nice texture and makes it easier to apply in the shower. Unless you live in a really hot climate and it totally melts. Now, I've always been a sugar scrub after cleansing type of girly because I've always used oil-based scrubs. And as you know, oil acts as a barrier to hold moisture in, so it made sense for me to use it as the last step. But again, I know that some people really don't like the sensation of oil just sitting on their skin. So on theme, I am adding in sugar soap. If you follow me, I know this is nothing new to you, but I love sugar soap. Bar for bar with Castile soap. They are my two top products. So now that I've exfoliated, now I can sugar either the next day or within the next 3 days. Because remember, you don't want to exfoliate immediately before you sugar. It is irritating. So we wait. In the meantime, I'm going to make some wax strips. So sorry if this is annoying because I keep saying it. I have posted a video for this as well. So again, I will link that in the description box, but I'll also reiterate it here. To make reusable wax strips that you can use for sugaring, all you need is cotton. It can be 100% cotton like I'm using right now. In fact, I am using the muslin that I created for the bolster cushions that I sewed for a guest bedroom makeover that I did. A muslin is basically a mock-up of a item or garment before using the final fabrication. So it's called a muslin, but it's also made of literal muslin, which is just plain unbleached cotton. Other great thing about using cotton is you can rip it on the grain, so you don't even have to cut these out. You're gonna get some stray threads that you have to pick off, but it doesn't bother me enough to care. If the fraying bothers you, you can use pinking shears, but in my opinion, it doesn't make a huge difference. Like, once you start washing these, they are going to fray. There's just no way around it unless you have a serger and can serge the ends.